The Clone Wars was one of the most brutal and unnecessary wars ever fought within the Star Wars universe, and the Republic commissioned millions upon millions of clone trooper variants in order to push back the increasingly dangerous threat of the Separatists. There were, however, some aspects of the war that the ordinary foot soldiers simply could not handle, and in saying this, these tasks were delegated to the most elite troopers of the Republic. In today's video, we will be doing a versus on two branches of the most elite clone soldiers the Republic had to offer, ARC Troopers and Clone Commandos. We will be basing our final judgment off three factors: the training and equipment each branch received, their perceived efficiency whilst in battle, and their capacity for independent thought. Just before we jump into the video, if you have not yet joined our community on Instagram and Discord, I urge you to do so and stay updated on everything Star Wars. As for last week's Delta Squad video, we have picked a winner for the giveaway and his comment is pinned on the video for all who want to read. So congratulations to Chroma for writing such an enthralling story, we loved it. A big thanks to everybody who took the time to submit a story, we all thoroughly enjoyed reading them and this won't be the last time we do a giveaway like this. Anyways, let's get into the video. ARC Troopers, like any other clone, completed their standard flash training and accelerated growth process. In saying this, however, the diversion from the path of the average clone happened when they were put directly under Jango Fett for training. The discipline and rigorous training that came from Jango Fett essentially bred these ARC Troopers to become virtual one-man armies. They were trained in using practically the whole Republic weapons arsenal, and could even operate vehicles which usually required specialized clones to operate. Clone Commandos, on the other hand, although weren't trained by Jango himself, were overseen by some of the best Mandalorian trainers the Republic could offer, and similarly to the ARC Troopers, were trained in a harsh yet efficient manner. On the contrary to the ARC Troopers, however, Clone Commandos were supplied with exotic prototype weaponry that only they were trained to use. These weapons were extraordinarily powerful and were dangerous in the wrong hands. Although not mentioned in the ARC Trooper segment for equipment and training, ARC Troopers were equipped with advanced Phase 1 armor that came suited with pauldrons and karmas. In saying this, however, Clone Commandos likely had some of the strongest armor the Republic Army had to offer, with their ultra-durable Catan Commando armor costing as much as 10,000 credits on the black market. In my opinion, this point has to go to the Commandos. Due to their direct training from Jango Fett, ARC Troopers developed fiercely independent personalities, and had the highest Imperial defection rate of any branch within the clone army. Due to the innate desires the ARCs possessed for free and critical thinking, when Order 66 arose, a large majority of them deserted and either followed in Jango Fett's footsteps and became bounty hunters, or, on rare occasions, even helped the Jedi escape the clutches of the Empire. There were of course, however, a small percentage of ARCs that aligned their views with the Empire and stayed on Kamino to train the new generation of stormtroopers. In contrast to this, Clone Commandos were unfortunately not encouraged to develop their own opinions and ideas, thus many went on to serve the Empire post-Order 66. The Commandos, however, were imbued with more freedom than the average clone, and as a result, a minority of them went on to outright disobey Order 66, most notably Ion Team, who viewed the Order as invalid and in turn opted to ensure the survival of General Rowan's shrine. Other Commandos went on to seek refuge on planets such as Mandalore and eagerly awaited the Empire's demise. In saying this, however, the Commando defection rate still cannot compare to that of the ARC Troopers, and therefore, the second point is awarded to the ARCs. Although this will most likely be the most subjective part of the video, I will try and lay out the information as fairly as possible. ARC Troopers were trained to fight in a fundamentally different way to the Clone Commandos, and were seen participating in various major battles within the Clone Wars. One example that best highlights their skill in battle, however, is the Battle of Hypori. I won't go into detail as I have a video on the battle that I'll link at the end. However, ARC Trooper 77, also known as Fordo, a squad of ARC Troopers and an ARC pilot, were commissioned to evacuate a group of Jedi from the devastating Battle of Hypori. Long story short, through the heroic actions of the whole ARC group, the men managed to save 3 injured Jedi from impending death at the hands of Grievous, and prevented an already disastrous battle from becoming an absolute massacre. Commandos, much like ARCs, were commissioned for highly dangerous missions that had high chances of death. However, the fundamental difference between the two is that ARCs existed to pull off extremely dangerous tasks amid battle, whilst Commandos were usually stealthier in their approach. A prime example of Commando battle tactics was when the Delta Squad was commissioned with the assassination of a high-ranking Geonosian lieutenant. They eventually managed to complete the mission after tracking down the Geonosian to his ship and shooting it down as he was attempting to escape. Although there are many more examples like this throughout the Clone Wars, I'll leave them for another video. In saying this, it is impossible for me to decide between the two on this last point, hence I'm creating a straw poll to see your guys' opinions. I want you guys to vote based on which branch you think contributed more to the Republic's war effort. In saying this, I'm gonna leave the score at 1-1 for now, and in a week's time we'll look at the final result. As always guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out one of my older videos based on the Battle of Hypori, and of course all the links in the description. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.